Hi everyone, happy new year. Welcome to 2022. I hope you all had a very safe new year's. But in today's video, I want to share a little recap of all of the bags and accessories that I sold in 2021 and why I sold them. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump into the video. So these are in no specific order, but I'm going to start with handbags first and then move into accessories. But the first bag that I said goodbye to and found a new home for was my Gucci Soho Disco. So I received this bag as a gift from my mom in 2016 or 2017, one of those years, and I was really hesitant to let go of it because it was a gift. After talking to my mom, she said it was okay that I could sell it, so I did. And the main reason was I just wasn't reaching for it as much. I had other crossbodies that I liked better, and I just felt like the Gucci Soho Disco had its moment. It was also around the same time when the Gucci belts were super popular, and so was this bag. As the years went on, I did get a lot of use out of it, but I also just stopped reaching for it, so I decided to sell it. The next two bags that I sold were both Polen bags. The first one is the Sept Mini in black, and then the Wheat Mini in taupe. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly because I'm not really sure. And the reason why I sold the Sept Mini, I know it was so popular, but I loved like the top handle look of it. It was so adorable. I loved it, but I just didn't love that it was just sitting in my closet collecting dust. I decided to let it go, found a new home for it. And same goes for this bag right here. It was a cute bucket style bag, and the taupe was beautiful, but it just wasn't for me, and I definitely would repurchase this just in a different color. Next up is a controversial one, but I actually let go of my YSL wallet on chain, which I bought for myself probably back in 2018. And again, same with my other bags, it was just sitting in my wardrobe collecting dust. Not literally, I take really good care of my bags, but you know what I mean. I wasn't reaching for it. COVID happened, so I wasn't really going out. Like, I didn't really need another evening bag. I have my Chanel Classic Flat, which obviously works as an evening bag as well, so I was like, why do I need this YSL one? I hardly used it. I think I've used it less than 10 times the entire time that I've owned this bag. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna let go of it. And at first I thought I was really gonna miss it and regret it, but no regrets over here. So I've definitely learned throughout COVID which type of bags that are really practical for me and which ones I would actually use and reach for, and also when it's time to let go of a bag. So those were the main handbags that I let go of last year. Now moving on to accessories. This first one, actually these first two are probably again gonna shock you all, but the very first one is my Chanel Tiffany blue zip coin wallet and my Chanel CC earrings. Let me tell you, okay, I absolutely loved the Chanel Tiffany blue coin zip wallet that I had. It was so gorgeous to look at. It was so cool to feel like I had a really limited piece in my collection. But the thing is, I have never been a zip wallet kind of gal. None of my wallets are zipped, so when I first bought this piece, I was like, oh yeah, like the thought of it's fine, like it's really secure and I could probably fit a lot of cards in it. And after I purchased it and tried to use it a couple times, I quickly realized that it was not the type of wallet that was functional for my personal lifestyle. So after many months, almost a year of having that in my collection, I bit my tongue, listed it, and sold it because again, it was just sitting there, it wasn't being used, and I personally knew that I was not going to use that. That was not my go-to SLG, and the buyer was so sweet. She was so excited for the piece, so it was nice knowing that it went to someone who really appreciated that piece, so I'm really happy to have let that one go. And then for the Chanel CC earrings, this is when I learned my hard lesson of fashion jewelry, like fashion costume jewelry versus fine jewelry. So backstory of the earrings. I purchased those earrings probably like November, December of 2019, and I definitely wore them a couple times. They were very like oversized, so they always sat outside of my earlobe, which kind of irked me, but at the same time I was like, whatever, they're meant to be oversized. I knew this. And the reason why I decided to buy those earrings it's so silly thinking back at it now. So at the time, I was working at a marketing agency where all of our clients were in the luxury wedding world. So I was constantly seeing people's like wedding galleries, all the detailed photos of these people's weddings, what they wore, all of that stuff. And I remember seeing multiple times that people were wearing their Chanel CC earrings on their wedding day. So I was thinking at the time, this was before COVID happened, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, like how awesome would it be for me to wear these at my own wedding with Jeff? LOL, not knowing that COVID was gonna hit a few months later. So I purchased them with like this whole fairy tale story in my head, how the photos would look, all of that. Like I romanticized the heck out of those earrings. And I actually heard from a few people who had the same earrings that the crystals were falling off at one point, and I was like, oof, that's a no for me. I don't want to deal with that, because supposedly Chanel doesn't really repair those earrings since they're costume jewelry and not fine jewelry. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I also didn't want to take that risk and find out. So I decided to list them and sold them, and that was that. I'm sure they went to a better home, but that was the reason why I sold those. And if there's anything that you take away from this video, it is to not buy an item just because you're romanticizing the scenario or lifestyle or assuming that it's going to change your life, because it's not. And I learned that the hard way, but at least it was with those earrings. And also, just to note, one of my other friends has the Chanel CC earrings, and she actually had to stop wearing them because they were not sterling silver and they were irritating her ears. So if you have sensitive skin, definitely keep that in mind. And the very last thing I want to mention is my Celine Cabas tote, which you probably saw me unbox around my birthday, and I love that bag to bits. It was perfect. I didn't even get to use it, but I wanted to mention that I returned that piece, and even though Jeff got it for me as a birthday gift, you know, we're still in the middle of a panini. I'm not going back into the office, especially right now. Like, cases are at an all-time high, and there's no point for me to have a work tote. So that is why I chose to return it. But I will say, if you are needing a work tote or a school tote, anything like that, highly recommend that bag. It is such great quality. It's all leather with suede interior. It was such a beautiful piece, and it just looks so good on. But I ended up returning it because I personally knew that I was not going to use it, and I'm so happy I did, because I saved Jeff some money, and also I just saved the hassle of like having to sell that bag because I knew that I would not reach for it. Thank you so much for watching. I did make one final handbag purchase in 2021, which you'll see in my next video, so be sure to subscribe, turn on my post notifications. I'm sure it's a bag that you will probably never guess because it is a pre-loved bag, but you'll have to wait until my next video to find out what it is. But I love you all so much. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!